New York, and on the new Hot 97 app. Ebro in the morning on Hot 97.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one time. New Jersey's governor, and showing that he is a phenomenal leader and a clear communicator and someone who is just staying in tune with the people. Give it up, Governor Phil Murphy, one time on the program right now.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Good to be back.
Thank you. I know we have limited time today, but I wanted to give everyone an opportunity to hear from you, to hear what the priorities are for this week and what people should be focused on as it pertains to New Jersey, but I'm sure you're communicating with Cuomo and other governors as well.
You betcha. Again, it's good to be back with you also, Ebro, Rosenberg, Laura. Thank you for having me. So all this has taken an extraordinary toll already in New Jersey. 2,350 lives lost as of yesterday. Extraordinary, jaw-dropping. It's multiple. It's getting to multiple 9/11. Which just when you put it in that context, it takes your breath away. So God bless each and every one of those lost souls. Secondly, we're right in the thick of it right now. So we're sort of bumping up against all the parameters. And
Hey, Governor, your line is breaking up a little bit. I don't know if you could get to a better spot where you are, or you're dipping in and out there.
I'm on a landline.
So that must be our line acting up then. And we appreciate
you.
Can you call us right back?
Let's just reset.
Let's just reset.
Will we call you back?
Yes, please.
Okay.
All right, Governor, we have you back.
Hey.
Much better. So you were saying that the focus this week
is we're right in the thick of the fight right now, Ebro. So it's a war with two fronts. One front is to keep folks staying at home, and that's job number one for the 9 million of us, for the many. Churchill talked about a World War II never have so much done for so many by so few. In fact, we need both the many, the 9 million of us, to stay home, and the few are the heroic healthcare workers and first responders and others. Let them build out the healthcare infrastructure that we need and the capacity we're going to need. So that's the second front. So right now, we got a couple hundred more ventilators out of the White House yesterday. That's a big deal. We're still out there looking for personal protective equipment. We're still building hospital beds. We're still asking volunteers to come in and relieve our healthcare workers. So we're trying like heck to get those two lines to cross, if you will, at a reasonable level. In other words, the amount of infections, which leads to the amount of hospitalization, make that as low as possible, such that it's under the capacity limits of all the different areas I just mentioned. That's the big focus for us every minute of every day right now.
Now, Governor Murphy, testing, which I know is a key component into how we understand at what point we can even consider people going back to work.
Yep.
Because we have to know who's been tested, who has antibodies, who hasn't had it yet, et cetera, et cetera. Where are we at in that trajectory?
Not anywhere close to where we need to. I'd be lying if I said otherwise, and that's an issue for the country. In other words, that's a statement that is not just New Jersey specific. In fact, last time I checked, we had the fifth most amount of people tested, and we're the 11th largest state from a population standpoint. So we've punched above our weight. We've been way under what we need. So we've only been able to test symptomatic people overwhelmingly.
Right.
For us to reopen, Ebro, to your point, and very good one, is we're going to need to be able to test in a mass fashion with quick results so we can slowly but responsibly reopen without running the risk of the infection going viral again. That's going to be a big challenge for us nationally and in New Jersey.
With schools, there's been some debate here in New York City and New York State. Cuomo saying we're not sure what we're going to do. De Blasio saying cancel for the rest of the year. What's New Jersey saying?
So we have promised parents, kids, educators, administrators that we give them some guidance by this Friday. I would hope we'd do that before Friday. We have not made a call yet, and we will. We're trying to base this on the facts as we usually do. A regional. I didn't answer this earlier, but this is as good an example of any. Having some amount of coordination regionally as we begin to either continue to be shut down or as we begin to reopen is going to be key. So with Governor Cuomo, Governor Lamont, Governor Wolf in Pennsylvania, Governor Carney in Delaware, getting some amount of coordination there is going to be key across the board, as we have so far, by the way, happily.
And I think that's why Cuomo and de Blasio are seemingly on different pages here is because De Blasio is thinking about New York City, Cuomo is thinking about the greater region, and they need to be coordinated, I think.
How much are you talking to Cuomo, and how often have you been speaking to the president?
I speak to both a fair amount. Probably Andrew a little bit more frequently, but we're on with the White House all the time. We were on with the president's team, a number of their members yesterday, working on the ventilators, also talking about the question that Ebro asked about how do you fit a broader testing regime into reopen. I've got a video conference call with the White House today. Governor Cuomo has been an extraordinary partner in terms of our coordination. So it's a pretty regular, either us personally or with our teams quite regularly.
Do you think that the White House now fully understands the depth of this? It seemed like last week there was a moment when President Trump seemed affected, particularly because of what he's seeing in New Jersey. Do you think that they have a full understanding of how bad this is for our area?
Listen, I can't tell you what's going on in their minds or on the inside, but I have to say they've taken our situation very seriously. The president knows New Jersey. A number of the senior members on his team are New Jersey people. This is not abstract for them, I have to say. Even when we haven't gotten all that we've asked for, it has not been for lack of understanding how grave and serious it is right now.
Now, Governor, we have Governor Phil Murphy from New Jersey on. What are the next steps for mortgages? And let's start talking about the state budget and money. Because, you know, with people not going back to work, we talked last time you were on about figuring out what's going to be the answer for people with regard to their mortgage and rent.
Yep. So we have this has been crushing at every level. So the individual who's lost her job, the small business that's out of business, at least temporarily, the hospital systems that are crushed, the transit system, which is fractured itself, and the state budget, all of which, expenses going up and revenues and income going down. So it's a pincer action like never before. So what we've tried to do is give as many windows of breathing space as possible. So I think we had the most comprehensive, I'm proud of this, the most comprehensive mortgage relief program in America. We got, I think, over 40 mortgage banks, including the big national ones, to give folks a 3-month holiday. We have asked landlords, if you're getting a holiday on your mortgage, you got to give folks a holiday on their rent because you got to make sure this is symmetric, it's not just a windfall. And by the way, there's been a lot of good cooperation there. We've said you can't foreclose. We've said you can't evict somebody. We've also, by the way, given now people a break on auto insurance and things like that on the insurance side. I would say for states, we desperately need the feds to come in, not just distribute the money from the CARES Act a couple weeks ago, but they're going to need another huge step of direct cash infusion into the states. We're all up against it right now. We're the ones on the front lines. Help with these folks. We need the feds to come in and back and fill and give us the money to allow us to continue to do that.
So it's really about the government swooping in and making sure they subsidize the losses here for the states, because this isn't just going to apply to New Jersey. I heard Cuomo talking about money shortages. De Blasio's already started cutting summer programs for kids and jobs and these things. So people should anticipate for the rest of the fiscal year, we are going to be figuring out how to pay for things and introducing new ways to subsidize shortfalls.
100%. And there's no substitute for the federal government. So about 3 or 4 weeks ago, Governor Cuomo, Governor Lamont in Connecticut, Governor Wolf in Pennsylvania, and I wrote a letter saying that our 4 states alone needed $100 billion, the feds, to allow us to stay on our. That's the sort of magnitude we're talking about here. So these are big numbers. The more and the faster, the quicker I believe we will be able to get back on our feet and the economy, therefore, begin to recover.
Ladies and gentlemen, Governor Phil Murphy, thank you for your time. We're going to check in with you in a few days to get an update. And thank you for your kind words every time. I know you must be emotionally drained, but you are continuing to show up and be sure-handed, clear-spoken, in touch emotionally.
Straightforward.
Straightforward. It's a It's a breath of fresh air, should I say?
Thanks.
And all the chaos.
That means a lot coming from you guys. So thanks for having me as always.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
it,
Governor
Governor.
Phil Murphy, ladies and gentlemen.
Take care, guys.
Take care.